What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YNTB podcast. I am Mr. Ezel, aka Zell, but you can call me Ezel, and I am here with my lovely wife, Yelsa.
Yes, sir.
And today we are, before we get started, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Go ahead and get us up in the algorithm. And so what we're doing today is we're checking out a video. It's the problem with black YouTubers. Now, I've seen this video earlier today. I've watched most of it, and I agreed with quite a bit of it. I actually, as a black YouTuber, I don't think about this, but the name of this video is The Problem with Black YouTubers. It is by Jenna Brown, and it is featuring clips from what is her name? We'll get into the video right now, because I can't remember.
This will be my first time seeing this.
Right, this will be your first time seeing it, but I have actually seen it. Oops, for the people on YouTube. So let me just get this YouTube video up and running really quick. There we go. Okay. So basically, the video is dealing with the system of YouTube and pertaining to blacks. And well, you know what, I'm doing a terrible job at this. Let me just go ahead and let the young lady tell us what is going on. All right.
Hello and welcome to the place where I sleep at night. So the other day, I was watching Kelly Stamp's video, The Truth About Being a YouTuber, and she brought up some...
That's what I was trying to say. Shout out to Kelly Stamps. I watch her. I don't know. As we've said before on this channel, we are not your typical blacks. So what she's going to be talking about, what Jenna is going to be talking about, is kind of fitting into what we've talked about in the past. So yeah, shout out to Kelly Stamps, another non-typical black, I would say. Yeah, let's keep going.
Something that really interested me.
If you haven't noticed, I'm black. I'm gonna catch the heat on this one, but you know me, I'm messy. I will bring up this kind of unpopular opinion. This is how I feel. Black channels can feel redundant. Say it loud, I am black and I'm proud. And I am honest, and this is the honest tea. There are only so many hair and makeup videos I can watch until I get bored.
She's not wrong. And this got me wondering, why aren't more black YouTubers super successful? And by super successful, I mean up there with all of the big name YouTubers. You already know who they are. I've seen a few other people make videos about this topic. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the situation as a black YouTuber myself. As Kelly said in her video, a lot of black channels can get really repetitive and redundant when it comes to the type of content they make. I searched up black YouTubers, and most of the results that I found were as follows: makeup channels, hair channels, couple channels, family channels. Those were the big ones. If you type in black YouTubers on YouTube and look at the suggestions, those are usually the ones that come up, other than videos about why black YouTubers aren't more successful. Let's talk about the black hair and makeup channels, just in general. Being a black beauty channel is totally fine. I think it's great. Darker skin tones aren't represented as much as they should be in the media, including YouTube. So being a black beauty guru could be super helpful for other black women looking for hair and makeup tips for their particular hair texture or skin tone. But the thing is, the beauty community on YouTube as a whole is already so crowded and oversaturated that it can be difficult to stand out, especially if you're doing the exact same thing as every other beauty channel. And when so many black women are doing hair and makeup channels, it can be difficult to tell who's who, and we have way more to offer than hair and makeup routines.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there for a second. Okay, so personally, I always preach originality. I feel like in a sea of copycats or a sea of people doing the same exact thing, but slightly different. Making your own lane is the best way to win. It is number one, the best, hands down way to win. But what's going on with black YouTubers? I mean, we get it. Not to get too deep and philosophical, but a lot of times, and this is not just with YouTube. This is also in
With
the
other
music
social
industry.
media.
Not just like the music industry, maybe even films, short films, et cetera, et cetera. People will see somebody make it, and then instead of figuring out how they can be different to stand out, they'll just copy the same thing so that they can get out of their situation. Because it's all about getting out of their situation. They're so stressed with getting out of, being late for rent or just not having the same opportunities, systematic racism, other things coming against them, that they're like, you know what? I don't have all day to come up with my own special sauce, so I'm gonna just take from here, and I'm gonna push and run with it. And they do become successful, but then somebody copies that success, and then behind them somebody copies that.
You know
And
what? I think the problem isn't just that. I think the problem is also what's considered trending. Okay? In order to make it, and I'm not saying that this is the only way to make it on YouTube or social media, but a majority of the time, this is a big way, it plays a big part in you trying to grow your channel or grow your audience wherever you are within the social media realm. Trending stuff that's
Right.
trending with that demographic.
Right, you should do trending, but make it your own.
But
like,
the thing is, here's the problem with trending though, and making it your own. It becomes redundant. It does. And there's a lot of people out there that really, really want to do something different. I'm one of them. I want to put out stuff that's different. For most people that do not know, I am a 2D animator.
right, I forgot to mention
And
that.
I have a channel called Yale Summation. But and of course I would like to be more consistent with that, and I understand that you have to kind of go with the trends when it comes to certain things, but even with the stuff that I put out, it seemed like only certain people gravitated towards it because it was different from what was already out there. And then if I put out something that's already out there, like hence when I did the thing for Coming to America, I did something for a client.
Which was super dope, by the way.
Yes.
Super dope.
Then lots of people suddenly saw it. Lots of people suddenly gravitated to it and were commenting and saying all of this nice stuff. But when I was putting out my original content, nobody wanted to see it. You know it?
Yeah.
I mean, like
It was so different that, it sometimes it seems like when it's not, like, certain people jump on the bandwagon when it's deemed cool by enough people.
Right.
This is why I notice on social media, if you're growing a page, it'll take 2 years to get to 10K. Then after 10, then 20, you kind of creep up. It used to be after 10K back in the day, after 10K, you would start snowballing. Now it's like 100K. And then that next 100K comes really quick, and then on up. And then next thing you know, you had 500,000 and then 1 million. I've noticed that, but I think it's one of those, okay, you've got 100K, you must be cool to follow, instead of an actual, let me look and see what creativity and how you're coming at it differently. And if I like it, I'm just going to ride with it, instead of, oh, you've only got 9K. I can't possibly be caught.
Exactly. And I know
watching you.
somebody that has 10K and she's
Very
very yeah, her work is dope. I know someone who has 20K. His work is dope, but he's not well known like other people who release stuff that isn't that good, and or isn't that original, I'll say. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's something about people wanting to like trendy stuff only, or whatever's
whatever's
culture. Popular at the time.
Yeah.
It's like people are, and I think this is actually a pretty good generalized statement. People are afraid to be different. They're afraid to branch out. When you go to a restaurant, a lot of people gravitate towards getting what they always get rather than trying something new. That's
True. You summed it up pretty much right there.
Okay.
That's pretty good. You go to a restaurant, they have all these options. You're scared to try something new, so you stick with what you know. I think from a social media perspective, that's what people are doing. I want to continue on because what the point you just made is kind of where she's going with this, as far as black, because this is about black YouTube. Let's make this clear. This is about black YouTube.
Okay.
What we're doing. So let's continue.
If you're a black girl or a black woman and you want to start a YouTube channel, but you feel like you have to be pigeonholed into this specific category, I don't think you should feel that way, because that's not all that you can do. And that's not going to be a surefire way that you'll get recognized, because everyone else is doing it. Now let's talk about couple channels and family channels. These types of channels are super popular. Any family channel as a whole, which is why there are so many of them. If you're a black couple or a black person with a non-black partner, either or, and it's either just the two of you living your life together, or you have adorable children plus a YouTube channel, then you've got a moneymaker on your hands, potentially. But the other thing about family channels, not all of them, but most of the big ones, a lot of them use clickbait titles and thumbnails in order to get views, and a lot of the content in the videos is fake, because the target demo for family channels like this are usually children, and children will believe anything. Fake drama, fake pranks, pretty much nothing genuine, and that's what bothers me. Moving away.
So we also run a YouTube channel called Ezel's React. It's a reaction channel, and that's one of the things that I stress to the viewers. I always give them a disclaimer. The reactions on these videos are 100% authentic. We have not watched a single video before we record it. And if one of us has, I let that be known, because that can affect the actual reaction. Like she said, a lot of these guys on here faking it. They're faking it. I know I can tell. Most of the time I can tell. Because sometimes they'll slip up and say things that they're excited for that haven't happened in the video.
Right.
They just gave away they watched this earlier.
That's been an issue that we have had to deal with on our channel. Like, the people will watch our reaction, and because it's not super excited or super saying all this crazy stuff, they assume that our reaction is fake or something's wrong with our reaction. They're so used to fabricated reactions that they don't realize this. Yeah, they don't realize a real one when they see it.
Yeah, they don't realize a real one, and it's like this, almost like a photoshopping of reactions. It's like we want the most exhilarating, the most exciting reactions. If you give a real reaction and it is nothing but you just being monotone and straight faced, that's a real reaction coming from us. As a matter of fact, I'm talking about yesterday's video on Ezel's React. We did a reaction to, what was the video?
West Side Story.
West Side Story,
Steven
right?
Spielberg's take on it.
Steven Spielberg. I love Steven Spielberg. But me as a filmmaker as well, it is what it is. I know it's a classic. I know it's a great theater piece. But sometimes theater does not translate well to movies and vice versa. So I'm not saying that what I saw was bad. I just, it's going to take a lot more to wow me
you
personally, because I've seen there's certain things that you can wow me with, and that was not one of them. Not that it was bad. It just, Which was
interesting, because I was wowed, but I was holding it in, because when I'm watching a movie or a trailer, I like to take in every little detail. Mm-hmm. So I'm literally watching and taking in all this information and formulating ideas so that by the end, I can fully review it. You know what I mean?
But the takeaway from all of this is that someone in the comment section basically implied that I was not giving a good reaction. And I'm like, when you surprise somebody for a birthday party and they had no idea, and they're just like plain faced, or they're upset, they give you the opposite reaction. Or, do you come in and you say, oh, that's not fair, you're supposed to get it? No, that's not how it works. Reactions, if everyone's reaction was the same, you wouldn't know the difference between all the other emotions on the scale. And so there's a reason why we have different personalities, and the reason why you want to watch reactions videos should be so you can see different people react to different things and give you a different reaction for different reasons. And then you can find out why they feel this way or why not. But just having everybody react the same way doesn't make any sense. But anyway, back to what she's saying, which I'm trying to remember the last part we just left off at. She
was talking about family channels and how some of the stuff can be fabricated.
Some of the stuff can be fabricated. Yeah, a lot of this, once again, I feel like a lot of this fabrication is coming because of the lack of creativity is coming because for a lot of black people, they just want to get out of their situation. They're not sitting there trying to figure out what should I do? This is going to be different. Most of them, especially this generation, is out now, like with the music and everything. Everybody sounds the same. I know I sound old, but I grew up in a generation. When I was coming up, when we were coming up, actually, DMX, rest in peace, DMX, T.I., all these guys, Ludacris, this is who we were watching, and you could tell everyone sounded different. So let's apply that to YouTube, Black YouTube. Because, mind you, back then, that's what it took to get out. You could not sound like the last guy that made it. You would not get signed. That was the only way. You couldn't do the internet and just make your own way. No, you had to sound different. You had to bring something different to the table. Now you fast forward, everybody wants to sound the same. But I would argue that they're sounding the same because of lack of creativity. When you're stressed and you're just trying to make ends meet, you're trying to get out of your situation, creativity will escape you. It'd be so hard to be creative when you're under a lot of stress. So my theory is a lot of these people that are in the music industry that are coming in, a lot of these people that are black YouTubers, they're just looking at what worked. And instead of adding creativity to that, they're just saying, well, this is what worked. I'm going to do exactly what they did. Not realizing your number 10,452 or 1 million, there's already a saturation of channels that are just like this. There's already a saturation of black YouTubers that behave just like this, which is why Kelly Stamps shot to the top. That's another theory of mine, because she is a type of black person that we rarely see get shine in the media. You don't see her. You don't see that type of woman. You don't see that type of, black woman. And when you do, other blacks usually clown, say that person's lame, or, give them, they lame, they have all these negative concepts, which, like I said, that gets even deeper.
Yes.
But yeah, let's listen to some more of what she has to say here.
Away a little bit from family channels and just talking about black people who want to start a YouTube channel or who have a YouTube channel and are trying to get views. Some black YouTubers feel like in order to get views and to make it big, they have to act ghetto, ratchet, twerking on camera, all of that stuff. Like I said before, fake pranks, fake fights, fake cheating scandals, baby daddy, baby mama drama. Basically what you'd see on every episode of Jerry Springer. Because drama, whether it's real or fake, but mostly fake, gets a lot of views. And then YouTube is going to see that and be like, this is what people want to see from black creators. Let's put it on the trending page. And black people doing this type of stuff to get views also kind of feeds into the stereotype of black people being ratchet, acting ghetto, 12 kids by 9 different people, what have you. And all of the real, genuine black YouTubers who don't have any of that fake drama going on. They're just living their life. All of those people who are making good quality content often get lost in the shuffle because no one really cares about the real, healthy, wholesome family channels because that's boring. Here's something else that Kelly brought up in her video.
White people get clicked on more often. They just do. It is a fact. I have to work twice as hard as my white counterparts to maintain interest on my channel. At first glance, when we go on YouTube, we are looking at the thumbnails in the search. We make assumptions about people. We click on pretty people, people with nicely edited thumbnails. Once I get past your first impression and whatever preconceived thoughts you had about me from that little thumbnail, and you watch all of my videos, you get hooked. Why? because people will watch knowledgeable people no matter what their ethnicity is. There really is no reason why I can't be successful on YouTube and have over 1 million subscribers. I just have to work twice as hard as other girls on here because, you know, I have to work double time to stand out when you don't look like the classic YouTube sensation.
That is true. White YouTubers do get more clicks than black YouTubers, and if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, that's true. There was actually another. It was actually one of the girls that we featured on the channel that we watched the video from for the podcast. Maybe 2 episodes back. No, it's probably the first one. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But she's from TikTok, and she was talking about how the algorithm on TikTok favors white TikTokers, and how black TikTok, you know, basically the white TikTokers. That's just so weird to say, white TikTokers. But the it's a tongue twister. The white TikTokers were stealing content ideas from the black TikTokers, the lesser known black TikTokers. And when the white TikTokers would, let's say, perform a dance that a lesser known black TikToker has done, like 10 videos, and then they do it, it blows up and it goes mainstream.
And then they're all of a sudden they're on these talk
You're getting
shows.
brand deals and all this. Meanwhile, the black TikToker that made the song in their room, they have no brand deals, they have no money, they have the talent, but, you know, and it sucks that it happens. But like Kelly Stamps was saying, she does have to work twice as hard. I still stand by my theory that because she is the type of black woman that stereotypically is not given the spotlight in the media, that helped push her forward. And stand out from the crowd, because like Jenna is saying here, it really is a lot of stereotypical content being pushed on YouTube, not just because there's a lot of black people putting out stereotypical content, but also because YouTube is kind of like a what's the word? It's a combination of things that are happening to cause this. But yeah, what do you think about what Jen is saying so far?
I agree on all the points that you made, honestly. It's one of those things, but I would like to add to what you had said at the end. Sorry. But certain things, they get clicks, they get the views. The things that are stereotypical tend to get the views, and that doesn't mean that the views are coming from black people. That means, they're coming from everybody, really. So,
that's
yeah, it's almost like people like seeing that. That's a deeper topic.
You just made me think about. There's actually, that doesn't help the community. This is maybe a side topic from this discussion, but it doesn't help the community. It misrepresents the community when the reality is the black people are making this type of content, not necessarily because that's who they are, but because they know that's what works. And so when you have other races coming in to view our content, because white people and Asian people and other races watch black content, they may assume a lot about blacks in general, not realizing that these black people, when they cut the camera off, they're nothing like this. They're just doing this to get out of their financial situation, and they know this is what sells. And who more is going to do something like this than somebody who's been what's the word I'm looking for? Oppressed, right? Financially, economically. So they're like, either I'm gonna go all in on what works, what I know is gonna work, and spend less time thinking, how do I stand out? And I'm just going to overwork and push out as many videos as I can, doing something, like sex sales or whatever. Not saying that's what they're doing. I'm just saying, a reference point. And just do that till they get to the top. A lot of people are doing that, I feel. So I think I'm gonna leave it right there. Actually, I think I'm gonna leave it right there because I want you guys to go over. If you're listening to us, then this is the end of this podcast. But if you are watching us, I'm gonna leave a link in the comment section down below. Check out Jenna Brown. I've actually seen her content actually maybe a few months ago or last year, I think. She did another video, and it was in connection to Kelly Stamps as well. And so shout out to her. Shout out to Kelly Stamps as well. I'm part of the Stampede. And guys, if you are on YouTube, what are your thoughts on these problems with black YouTubers? I know we've addressed a few things, but I'm certain I missed something, right?
Yeah.
And you can also, like I said, go over, check out her content, make sure you give her a like, and leave us that information. So also make sure you give this video a like. We're putting out videos. We're going to try to be more consistent on this platform. Me personally, we both have our own personal YouTube channels. Mine is Ezel2Film, the number 2, FILM, Ezel2Film, and my wife's is Yosamation.
That's YELHSAMATIO.
Right. And so if you look on my channel, we do sketches. We're filming now to put out more sketches later. But if you ever be so kindly, you want a good laugh, you want to check out some cool visual effects, go and do me a favor and subscribe to those YouTube channels. And guys, if this is your first time checking this out, make sure you subscribe. Shout out, we actually had a subscriber, new subscriber. We're up to 3 subscribers. It sounds ridiculous maybe, but you got to celebrate all your little accomplishments along the way, small and large. So shout out to her. Yes, I know it's a her because I checked. We both checked and we saw, we got a new subscriber. So that is encouraging, and we're going to be putting out more and more content on this platform. And so, guys, we will wrap this thing up. So holla.